What happens when you combine precision striking, elite grappling, and a mind as sharp as a tactician's blade? You get Georges St-Pierre, or as fans lovingly call him, GSP, a fighter who didn't just dominate MMA but redefined it. From a small town in Canada to the global stage of the UFC, GSP's rise is the stuff of legends. He wasn't the loudest trash talker or the flashiest fighter, but when he stepped into the Octagon, it was pure magic. How did a shy kid from Saint-Isidore, Quebec, rise through the ranks of martial arts and carve his name into the MMA Hall of Fame? Let's break down the incredible journey of Georges St-Pierre, a man who turned his struggles into strengths and left an indelible mark on the fight game. Early life and background. A karate kid in Quebec, 1981 to 2002. Georges St-Pierre was born on May 19, 1981, in Saint-Isidore, a small town in Quebec, Canada. Life wasn't glamorous for young Georges. His family lived modestly, and the challenges he faced were anything but ordinary. At school, Georges was bullied constantly. Skinny, shy, and introverted, he became a target for kids who thought they could push him around. Did Georges let the bullies win? Not a chance. He learned to fight back, not with his fists at first, but with discipline. At the age of 7, his father introduced him to Kyokushin karate, a martial art that emphasized respect, humility, and hard work. Georges took to it like a fish to water, and it didn't take long for his natural talent to shine through. Why did he train so hard as a kid? Because for Georges, karate wasn't just about self-defense. It was a way to rebuild his confidence. But karate wasn't the only chapter in his martial arts journey. By his teenage years, Georges was learning wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ, and even boxing. He quickly became a multi-dimensional fighter in an era where specialization was the norm. Did he already dream of becoming a professional fighter? Not exactly. At first, he just wanted to prove to himself that he wasn't weak. The dream of stepping into the Octagon came later. By 2002, Georges was ready to take his first steps into professional MMA. But his early career wasn't just about talent. It was about relentless effort. Early MMA career, a star in the making, 2002 to 2005. Georges made his professional debut in January 2002, defeating his opponent with ease. From the very beginning, fans and analysts could see that GSP wasn't your average fighter. He was explosive, calculated, and relentless. Did he face any challenges early on? Of course. The world of MMA wasn't a walk in the park, but Georges had an ace up his sleeve, his ability to adapt and learn. By the time he signed with the UFC in 2004, Georges had already racked up several impressive wins, including victories in Canadian MMA promotions. When he entered the Octagon, he wasn't there to test the waters. He was there to make waves. In his second UFC fight, Georges faced Penn, a legend in the making. It was a grueling bout, but Georges walked away with a decision victory, cementing his reputation as a rising star. Was he intimidated by Penn's reputation? Not at all. Georges didn't see opponents. He saw puzzles waiting to be solved. However, not every story is without setbacks. Georges' first shot at the UFC Welterweight title in 2004 ended in heartbreak. He faced Matt Hughes, a dominant champion at the time, and was submitted in the first round. Did that loss define him? Not even close. Georges saw it as a turning point, a chance to learn and grow. The redemption arc. First UFC Championship win, 2006. Fast forward to 2006, and Georges got his rematch against Matt Hughes. This wasn't just another fight. It was a battle of redemption. Georges entered the Octagon as a completely different fighter, more skilled, more confident, and more determined. Did he let Hughes dictate the pace? Not for a second. Georges took control early, overwhelming Hughes with his striking and ground game. The result? A second-round TKO and a shiny new belt around his waist. Georges St-Pierre was now the UFC Welterweight champion, and the division would never be the same. Dominating the welterweight division, the perfect formula. 2006 to 2011. From 2007 to 2011, Georges wasn't just a champion. He was an architect in the Octagon. Every fight was a masterpiece, showcasing his ability to blend striking, grappling, and fight IQ into a seamless performance. Did anyone come close to dethroning him during this time? Not really. Georges didn't just win, he dismantled his opponents. He avenged his only other career loss against Matt Serra in 2008, regaining the title after a stunning upset in 2007. From there, he went on a legendary run, defeating top contenders like John Fitch, Thiago Alves, Dan Hardy, and Josh Koscheck. What made him so dominant? Georges treated every fight like a chess match. He was always 3 moves ahead of his opponents, both physically and mentally. The first retirement, a time for reflection. 2013. In 2013, after a razor-thin decision victory over Johnny Hendricks, Georges shocked the MMA world by announcing his retirement. Why did he step away at the peak of his career? Georges cited burnout and personal challenges. For a man who had given everything to the sport, it was time to recharge. Fans were devastated, but Georges knew that stepping away was the best decision for his health and legacy. The comeback. Middleweight champion, 2017. 4 years later, Georges returned to the Octagon, this time with a bold new challenge, moving up to middleweight to face Michael Bisping for the UFC Middleweight Championship. Was the comeback risky? Absolutely. Georges was stepping into uncharted territory, but he thrived under pressure. The fight was a nail-biter, with Georges showcasing his trademark skill and resilience. In the third round, he submitted Bisping with a rear-naked choke, becoming a 2-division champion. Did Georges prove he still had it? More than that, he proved he was one of the greatest fighters of all time. The legacy of Georges St-Pierre, 2019 to present. In 2019, Georges officially retired, leaving behind a legacy few could match. With 26 wins and only 2 losses, his record speaks volumes about his skill, dedication, and mental toughness. Did he fade into obscurity after retiring? Not a chance. Georges transitioned into acting, appeared in blockbuster movies like Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and became an ambassador for martial arts. Cultural impact and life beyond fighting. Georges' influence extends far beyond the Octagon. He's a symbol of resilience, discipline, and the idea that hard work can take you from humble beginnings to the pinnacle of success. What's his greatest legacy? Inspiring millions to believe in themselves and chase their dreams. From a bullied kid in Quebec to a global icon, Georges St-Pierre's story is the epitome of greatness. He didn't just dominate MMA, he elevated it. What made GSP unstoppable? Her precision, preparation, and passion. That's why the name Georges St-Pierre will forever be synonymous with excellence in martial arts.